Hey everyone, Caleb here with the Human Music Society. As a musician, it can be really easy to fall into a mindset of there not being enough, a scarcity mindset. And there's some good reasons for that. The scarcity mindset is quite natural for someone to fall into. It probably has to do with our tendency towards tribalism. We like to look after ours and our own. And if we have to make a choice between providing for ours and our own, our family or our friends or ourselves, versus providing for someone else or letting someone else get the resources we need, then of course we're going to choose to watch out for ours and our own. And this is particularly pronounced in the music industry, I think, in all of the creative industries, really. But since this channel is about music, then that's what I'd like to focus on. The music industry has a really aggressive 80-20% rule in terms of the distribution of resources within the industry. What I mean by that is that really the top 15% of people in the industry are making any sort of money which allows for any sort of sustainable lifestyle in music. And that means that about 85% of musicians are not really making enough money for it to impact their lives. And of that top 15% of musicians, only about the top 5% or even less are what we might consider commercially successful, meaning that they don't really have to worry about money, that they have a surplus of resources coming from their music. And of that, less than 1% of the musicians in this world are the pop stars of the industry. And so no wonder, as a musician, as a creative person, it's easy to fall into a mindset of scarcity, because it truly does seem like there is a scarcity of resources in the industry. And if any industry were to justify a mindset, it might as well be the music industry. And add on top of that the introduction of AI music, and the industry may very well become even more saturated and even more competitive than it already was. But here's the thing. For creativity to truly thrive, it has to be in a safe and secure environment. For you to truly thrive as a creative person, then you have to feel safe and you have to feel secure. And the irony or the twist to all this is that a scarcity mindset does not do that for you. The scarcity mindset actually takes away some of the resources in your brain to focus on the things that you're worried about, like food or money. And well, worrying about those things may truly be justified. Worrying about them also destroys the very creative muscle which you are trying to use to create those things in the first place. In contrast, having a mindset of plenty and of gratitude makes you a happier person. It reduces those fears and anxieties, and it actually makes it more easy to be creative. It makes focus easy, and it enhances some really important entrepreneurial factors such as innovation and risk-taking. And having a mindset of plenty makes you more resilient, more hopeful. It increases your generosity, and it compounds for long-term success. So paradoxically, having a mindset of plenty, even if that's not the reality of your life that you're currently living, sets you up to be the best creator you can be. And in a world where AI creativity is quickly approaching, that is very, very important. The ability for us creatives to create the best works that we can create, to preserve that unique human creative spirit, and to add to the human creative conversation. Now, I want you to think back to a time in your life where you were maybe given, it could have been an object, or you were given an opportunity, or something of value, something which added to your growth. And sometimes you earn these things because of merit, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think that's a wonderful thing. But also, more often than not, those sorts of opportunities or gifts are given by someone else because that person, at least in that moment, was living in a mindset of plenty. They didn't necessarily expect anything back, or maybe they believed in you and knew that the return would be long term. And that's how the mindset of plenty works. That's how it builds, allowing for more and more opportunities as more and more people practice the mindset. And I'll be perfectly honest, practicing a mindset of plenty and of generosity is not natural for me. It is very easy for me personally to fall into a mindset of scarcity. But I also believe that it is a virtue worth pursuing and am actively working on forming that habit. Because at the end of the day, I thoroughly believe that if everyone lived with a mindset of plenty, then everyone would truly have enough, even in a world of AI. And if you would like to be part of a growing community of people who value these things, who want to create opportunities for one another, who want to and actively try to live in a mindset of plenty, then I encourage you to check out the Discord server. The link is in the description below. Until next time, stay human.